Anyone who takes an interest in healthy eating and anti-aging will come across the Mediterranean diet sooner or later. But what exactly is the Mediterranean diet? No doubt you already know that pasta and pizza are not the healthiest part. These are not highly nutritious foodstuffs. They're more likely to give you a big round stomach like the Michelin Man.
And one of the best things about the Mediterranean diet is the freshly prepared vegetables. According to an analysis by the World Health Organization, or the WHO, there are also other vital ingredients, for example, a much higher consumption of fish and olive oil on average. Naturally, in the Mediterranean, you have these ingredients on your doorstep.
The WHO started to analyze the Mediterranean diet as soon as it became evident that this region had the highest number of centenarians. They also tend to be healthy and lively. The unusual thing is that they consume 100 milliliters of olive and fish oil, which is higher than the WHO recommended 60 to 80 milligrams of fat per day. Paradoxical? Not really, because which kind of fat is just as important as the amount of fat. Why is fish oil so healthy? It's made up of essential unsaturated fats. These are nutrients that the body cannot produce itself, similar to vitamins. We depend on their supply our entire lives. The most important thing about these fats is the DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, and the EPA, or eicosapentaenoic acid. More important than the complicated names is what the body needs these essential fatty acids for.
Interestingly, breast milk has plenty of DHA in it precisely for this reason. It's not in cow's milk. Humans have a high brain density in comparison to their body weight. During the brain's development, it needs a giant portion of DHA. Fish that swim in fish farms or close to the coast are not only rich in fatty acids, but also in heavy metals like mercury. That's why Forever exclusively uses fish caught far out at sea for their fish oil. In particular, salmon, anchovies, herring, and mackerel are highly suitable. These fish are the least polluted and contain the highest concentration of omega-3 fatty acids.
Most brands skip the following step altogether. Forever distills the already very clean fish oil at low temperatures in a vacuum, using a molecular distillation process. This is done very carefully at low temperatures in order to obtain the purest oil. This is ideal for people who have a weakened immune system or who suffer from intolerances, as the oil is completely free of irritants, especially the highly poisonous mercury. By the way, the effects of chronic mercury poisoning are described in the story of Alice in Wonderland. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party is based on the fact that hat makers use mercury to stiffen the brim of their hats. So, during their career, they gradually became more and more eccentric.
That's not something you would wish for your clients or for yourself, is it? That's why Forever Living only uses selected deep-sea fish for their Arctic sea product with the article number 39 and purifies the oil, as mentioned. Then they add just the right amount of omega-6 essential fatty linoleic acid to the omega-3 fatty acids in the Arctic Sea purified fish oil. Olive oil is the source of these unsaturated essential fatty acids. Long ago, the human diet used to have a balanced amount of fatty acids. Omega-3 is found not only in fish, but also in wild boar, for example. You won't find much of it in the overbred pork of the industrial age. And the same is true for the vast majority of industrially produced food, which has a high saturated fat content, or even worse, artificially solidified saturated fat. These imbalances not only increase the level of fat in the blood, but also activate inflammatory processes in the body. People who have bad skin tend to eat a lot of fast food or deep-fried food.
1:1 is an ideal ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, and certainly not more than 1:4. The reality in Western civilizations is a ratio of 1 to 20 against omega-3 fatty acids. Arctic Sea attempts to counterbalance the fatty acid ratio and makes up for the lack of fish on the menu with just 1 capsule per day. This is especially important if you exercise intensively or if you suffer from stress. What should you take into consideration when you take Forever Arctic Sea article number 39? Aha, you only need 1 capsule per day. The key word here is daily, as there's no point in taking a whole load at once.
It's a good idea to take Arctic Sea before a meal, otherwise you might have a taste of fish in your mouth, as if you had just been to a fish restaurant. And that's not very pleasant. Another tip, cooks like to prepare fish with garlic and thyme in order to help digestion. Therefore, you can combine Arctic Sea well with the garlic thyme product, article number 65. By the way, garlic and thyme are also essential healthy ingredients in the Mediterranean centenarian's diet.
Let's summarize the points for Forever Arctic Sea again. It contains highly purified, essential omega-3 fatty acids from deep-sea fish, absolutely free of unnecessary heavy metal pollutants like mercury, and provides the body with 225 milligrams of EPA per capsule, 150 milligrams of DHA, and 150 milligrams of essential linoleic acid. It also provides the most important olive oil nutrients in a perfect balance between omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids.